Hey guys, so today we're just here out at Long Plain. We just had a nice night up here in the high country, and we're going to be taking a look at my cooking system as a long-term product review. I've used it for the last couple of years or so let's dive in. So first things first, we've got the Snow Peak Mini Solo Combo 2.0. This is the latest edition that's come out. Comes in a nice mesh stuff sack to keep everything nice and tidy. I'll take that out. Now what I've got here is my whole system, and I do have it wrapped in a little cloth. You can use a Chucks cloth. This is a light load towel, or you can use a regular old tea towel. Anything to keep it nice and compact is really handy, but it's not necessary. This is the setup here. I've had it about 2 years now. I've used it on every single hiking, camping trip that I've done, and you can do a lot with it. So being a combo, it means that it comes with the 900ml pot here, and then also 540ml cup here. Great thing about this cup is that it comes with measuring markers on here. So whenever you have any freeze dried, or you like to have your coffee, the same amount every day, I always fill it up based on the lines in there, which is super helpful. So you've got your pot and your cup here. They're both made of titanium, which means they're corrosion resistant. Haven't had any issues with, obviously no rust or anything like that. And it also means you can cook with them on a stove or in a fire. So very recently I have just used this one in a hut, just put it in the fireplace. And all that's going to do is just leave a little bit of patina around the bottom, which is to be expected. Gives it a bit of charm. Another great thing about having a titanium pot setup is that it's lighter than steel, but stronger than aluminium. So it's a nice middle ground, and it keeps it quite lightweight. So the pot system, the Mini Solo itself, comes in around 190 grams, which is quite light. What I do love about the lid here is it comes with a little silicone tab, which means you can pull it off, without burning yourself. And on the sides, we've got these handles that fold out. Very easy to hold in the hand, just like so. Great thing about these handles is as they do fold back, they're very easy to store nice and compact inside your pack. So they're not taking up a whole lot of space. Moving on to the stove. So what I've been using the last couple of years is a Soto Amicus stove. These little guys are from a Japanese company, Soto. They're a really good entry-level stove. Probably one of the best value for money stoves available on the market at the moment. They are quite popular. This is the stove itself. So you can see ultra lightweight, it's very packable, quite small, but it can still put out a fair bit of heat. So the way this one folds out is each pot support, they come up like this and they're spring loaded. So all you do is fold them out and then they lock in like that. And you've got 4 of those there. So that'll hold most of your pots quite well. I haven't tried it with a fry pan. It's not something I usually do when I hike, but for my pot and my cup, it is fantastic. So Soto Amicus here does come with a little piezo igniter, which is super handy. It means you don't have to carry a lighter. You can just have it ignited straight away, and that usually works quite well. The raised leads around the crown of the burner head here, as well as the concave surface of the burner, really helps perform well in high wind conditions. And so in most wind, I've been fine. There have been times in extreme, very high winds where I have put a windshield, which is quite common for these little stoves anyhow. So those are the 2 main components of my cook setup here. I've got the pots, the stove, and then inside, what I do love about this pot is that I can fit 110 gram gas canister inside. So you can chuck that one inside, not have it rattling around in your pack. And also I've got a little canister stabilizer. And I think this is quite important, from my experience. If it's quite grassy or the ground's not even, chuck one of these on and it just keeps everything nice and solid, keeps your pot up on top. The last thing you want is to lose your dinner while you're trying to cook it up. So what we're going to do now is take a look at what it looks like to set up and actually cook something. Grab your stove, knock that one down, and then you're going to thread it until it catches, which I think it's caught. Spin it a little, and then right at the end, just as it's about to go on, you want to just do a quick twist. You'll hear a little bit of gas come out. That's normal, that's fine. Just do that quickly, keep as much gas in there as possible. So oftentimes, I'll cook directly out of my cup. If I'm just having a brew, a tea, cup of soup, something like that, I'll just sit my cup directly on there, pour the water in, boil it up. If I'm cooking a meal and I've got a bit more water, I will throw it in the pot. Measure up the water here and then put it in there. Easy as that. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to cook it out of my cup. I'm just going to make a coffee. So sit that one on there, pour some water in. For a cuppa, I like to go at about 300 ml. I'm just going to use this little the Soto Stealth Igniter to light it up. So you're going to twist the gas till you can hear it coming out, and then just press that button in. So with a little gas regulator here that comes on the Soto Amicus stove, what you can do is chuck it down onto low and just have it at a bit of a simmer. So there's just a little bit of heat coming out of there. It's great if you've got oats or something in your pot and you don't want them to burn to the bottom. And then if you're trying to boil up water very quickly, or if you've got, a few people waiting on the water, chuck that one right up. There's a fair bit of variation there. You can go from a little simmer to full boil. I usually run it at about a halfway point, just for the best gas efficiency. If you're running at full boil, you won't get as long out of your gas. It'll run out a bit faster. So just use what you need. Once you've got it going, just grab the little silicone lid here, place it on top, and that's going to speed up the cooking process a lot. So once that's on there, just let it sit. Usually for 2 cups of water, so say about 500 ml, it'll take about 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. So once you hear the lid start to rattle, as you can now, or you can feel it, boiling, obviously that's when it's hit its boiling point. Take the lid off. Alrighty, so that one's done, and I'll just go ahead and grab my coffee. So throw that one in. What I'll do is I'll grab the last piece of my cooking setup. This is a Snow Peak titanium spork. It's one that I've had going on 3 years actually, and it's been a little ripper. It's become my best friend. Got it with me every day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. So it's been fantastic, super solid, super lightweight, 16 grams. So it doesn't take up much. It's got a little carabiner hole here if you want to tie a little bit of thread or clip it to your pack. I'll just give it a quick stir. And if you've got a tea bag or a coffee bag or something like that, you need to let it sit for a while. Throw that lid back on, keep all the heat in there. And usually what I'll do around dinner time as well is I'll boil up enough water for a freeze-dried or dehydrated meal, but I'll also boil up a little bit for a tea as well. And as you can see and probably hear, it's quite windy today, and the Soto Amicus here did not have a problem boiling up that water there. So gives you a bit of indication of its performance in wind. So that's my cooking setup. A long-term test review. I've had this one, different items for about 2 years, but this has been the same kit that I've taken on every weekender, on every camping trip, and recently for 3 weeks on the Australian Alps walking track. So I use it every single day for morning cuppas and dinners, everything in between. So if you're looking for a versatile, lightweight, compact kit, look at the Mini Solo combo from Snow Peak, Snow Peak Spork, and the Soto Amicus stove, and you'll be set. Thanks for watching. I'm going to grab a cuppa. If you've got any comments about how you do your cooking setup differently, or any questions, just let us know in the comments below or give us a call at Tom's Outdoors.